What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be working on the boat again, but it got dirty from weekend before last when we took it out. So I'm going to pull it out, hose it out, clean it really good. Luckily it'll dry pretty quickly because it's 6,000 degrees today. So let me wash it out and we'll move on to the next step. So I've got it most of the way cleaned out. There's a little bit of dirt still here in the back that I got to keep kind of flushing out, but for the most part though, that's pretty much it. Just got to let it dry. Which, like I said, it's hot as crap today, so it shouldn't take too long. But anyway, once that dries, I'm going to clean it with some rubbing alcohol, spray bottle, just to kind of make sure that there's no contaminants and stuff that's going to mess with it. I don't want to give it any reason to not stick. The main reason why I'm putting this in the boat is because I recently painted it with some Rust-Oleum marine boat paint that they sell. And the other day when we took it out, my little boy stepped on the front deck and slipped off and landed on the bottom. Not a big deal, he didn't get hurt, but I needed to put something in here. I thought about using Raptor liner or something like that, but I figured this might be a little bit easier. I've used Raptor liner a few times. It's really easy to use, but I don't know. And this kind of looks cool too. So anyway, once this is all dried, I'm gonna, like I said, spray it with rubbing alcohol, and then we'll get into cutting templates and stuff like that. So let's do it. So this is the actual material that I bought for the boat. Surface, there's two sheets of this, kind of looks like teak, and then there's one measuring thing to go on the bow boat. But pretty much it's like a big sticker. Has a adhesive back on it. Peel that back, you got to just cut it out shape. I'm thinking that for the main parts of the bow or the casting deck, whatever you want to call it, I can probably just freehand that, just set it in place. And but I'm still going to try to make some sort of a template. I've got some old cardboard from things that we've ordered in the past and stuff. So I'm going to get some of that cardboard and see if I can make a template, and we'll go from there. So we'll see. So at this point, the boat has been washed out. All the sand and everything from when we took it out last time is all out of the boat. This is just some rubbing alcohol inside of a spray bottle. So I'm going to use that to just further decontaminate the surface. That way that adhesive will stick. Again, it's off brand, so we'll see. I'll kind of hope for the best, but I'm going to have to go around that cleat on the front. Luckily, there's not a lot of other obstacles on the boat itself I'm going to have to deal with, but let's see what we can do. So at this point, all the sand and dirt and nasty stuff that was in there from the last time we took it out is gone, and I wiped it down with some rubbing alcohol and a spray bottle and just an old shirt. We reuse shirts for rags around here. But that's pretty much it. And then so now we just got to work on making some templates and sticking it down. So we'll see how it turns out. So just like most of my videos or projects in general, I kind of change things a little bit from what I thought I was going to do, at least. So originally I wanted to put this on this surface, but as you can probably tell really easily, it's, I don't know, 1.5 inches too big. So I'm gonna instead put it on this front part here, and then I'm gonna cut the other pieces to kind of go around it. So we'll see how that turns out, but thinking pretty much right along that edge right there. So I'll get that part slapped on and we'll go from there. Pretty much just gonna have to eyeball it, and sorry about all the road noise. I live on a busy highway in the middle of nowhere, and this metal building, a lot of sound ricochets off of it. But anyway, let me use my fancy measuring tools here. Perfect, because I don't really care that much. If I can get it close, that's all that matters. That's close enough. Yeah. Well, I was recording and then my phone fell. I had it attached to one of those poles. I'm not gonna put it back up there. But anyway, I got this stuck down. It's pretty easy. Like I said, it's just a peel and stick backing, and it's on there. So my plan is to basically go around this with the other parts and kind of try to make it look nice. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. But let's just keep plugging along and see where it takes us. Anytime I was ever working on a project with my dad, he always referred to his pens or pencils as his $1 million pencil. And the reason being is because when you're working on stuff, you gotta have a pencil. Wow, it's windy. And he'd always set it down and lose it, or I would lose it, according to him. And anyway, I've lost my $1 million scissors because I really need them right now. But I found an X-Acto knife from when I put the vinyl on the side of the boat and stuff. So I'm just using that for right now. So whatever, we'll make do, but let's get it done. So I've got the rough shape cut out for half of the front deck. And then I drew lines on here to show where the measuring tape part, or whatever you want to call it, measuring tape. And I used the peel off part, or the backing, to get the shape, because I want to fit as close as possible to that. So let's see, and this is just an old square that I've had for 6 million years. So I'm going to use that as a straight edge. So I can try to get it as close as possible. So we'll see how it looks. I hate the sound of the blade on concrete. Alright, so we got that line cut. Need to get this other line cut still. Okay, let's see how it looks. So here's the first half of the front deck. I think it looks good so far. We just got to replicate it now, so hopefully that won't be too painful. The around the cleat, that looks a little janky, so we'll see how this is going to turn out, but hoping for the best. We shall see. I don't think that cleat is centered. I never noticed that before, but yeah, we'll just keep on plugging along. So this is taking a little bit longer than I actually anticipated, but that's okay. So I got the front deck done. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like the right side just a hair darker, and it might be, but I had to run a seam right here. You can see it if you're looking for it, but I don't think it's too bad. Still got to clean up the edges a little bit, but all in all, though, I think it turned out pretty good. Now I just got to do the whole rest of the boat. So let's get to it. Okay, so with the front being done, I'm moving to the back, or to the regular part of the deck. So I've got two pieces that are the same exact shape now, because I've got that piece cut out from the contour in the bow. So I'm going to use a full sheet and then have a seam right there that runs the rest of the way back. And I'm not going to do the whole deck. I mean, I'm going to run down the sides a good ways and see how far I can go. But I mean, I'll have enough that I can, think I can do everything I want to do. So we'll see how it turns out. So here is the final result of the knockoff SeaDek in the old Carolina skiff. I didn't go all the way back. I still had some leftover material that I cut off, because I figured that back area, my fuel tank's gonna be right there, and then all this back area is a good place for sand and stuff to wind up. So I figured if I just leave that open, I don't know, maybe it'll work better that way. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I had enough left over that I put a little bit on the end caps and kind of added like a little trim piece on either side of those transom stabilizers, or whatever the hell they call them. Put some on the cooler, and then I put some on the seat, and I kind of trimmed that out as well to make it look more like a little hatch or something. Had a slight interruption. My little boy's been out of town for a few days. He just got back home today. That's where the horn blowing was. But anyway, so I finished out the seat on the front of the console, and I kind of trimmed it out to make it look almost kind of like a hatch, if you follow what I'm getting at there. And then, but yeah, so it's pretty great. The whole boat's all done up, and Clay, do you give the 10 out of 10 award?
10 out of 10 thumbs up.
10 out of 10 thumbs up. Got it. So, but that's it. We still have a bunch left over as far as the material goes that I might use for different things. I'm not really sure exactly, but at least I've got something that I can do there. So, but yeah.
Can I see it? don't forget to